Well, our top story now, the country is preparing for the vaccine rollout on the 16th, and trucks full of the vaccine vials have started leaving the Serum Institute in Pune for different destinations in the country. The Serum Institute is manufacturing Covishield, one of the two vaccines that have received emergency use authorization. The government plans to purchase a total of 5.60 crore doses of Serum Institute's vaccine by April, and at 200 rupees per dose, while 1.10 crore doses of Covishield were purchased on Monday. There is a commitment to purchase another 4.50 crore doses by April. NDTV's Purva was there as the trucks rolled out. She sent us this report.
Well, it is 4:30 a.m. in Pune, and we are right outside Serum Institute of India office, and the trucks that you see are the trucks that are in fact carrying the coronavirus vaccine Covishield. In fact, the Serum Institute of India will be releasing at least 2 to 3 trucks in the morning. These trucks with full security will be going to the Pune airport, from where they will be going to various locations in the country. Now, this is the first consignment of the doses. Now, Center has in fact purchased 11 million doses from Serum Institute, and the price of each dose is about 200 rupees. So the Center has in fact purchased 11 million doses, and this is the first consignment that will leave the Serum Institute premises and will go to the airport. And in fact, there is complete security right outside the Serum Institute of India, and as you can see that full secrecy is also maintained, and a proper security is maintained even around the truck. These trucks will be escorted to the airport. These trucks in fact are carrying the coronavirus vaccine, and in fact on 16th of January is when the actual vaccination drive, one of the biggest in the vaccination drive, will in fact take place. It will start on the 16th of January. So that is the reason why now trucks will start leaving Serum Institute from premises. And in fact, the center has said that in the first phase, about 3 crore healthcare workers and frontline workers will be vaccinated. You can see that these trucks, 3 trucks, are ready to leave Serum Institute of India's premises, and in fact the security is performing puja at this point, and 3 trucks carrying the vials, the first vials of coronavirus vaccine, are ready to leave these premises and go to Pune airport. So from there they will go to different locations. So you can see that how everyone is just hopeful that these first vials of coronavirus, there is a hope that the battle which has been going on for the past 1 year, there is a hope. This is a very significant moment for our country, because this is a hope. For the past 1 year, everyone has been fighting the coronavirus battle, and this is a big hope in that fight against coronavirus battle. This is the hope that in fact is leaving the premises of Serum Institute of India. There are, you can see, 3 trucks which are leaving the premises. They have the vaccine with them, and with full escort, full security, and in fact a big applause. The trucks are leaving this premises, and they will be escorted properly to the Pune airport. From Pune airport they will go to different locations. It's quite secret that is being maintained, but what we know is that the consignment is also, one of the first consignments is to reach Ahmedabad.
And the vaccine has now reached the Pune airport, from where it will be now sent to different parts of the country, and all states and cities will be getting ready for the vaccination process that is to start on the 16th. A lot of security also in place for the vaccine transportation. Remember, there have been several dry runs, 2 major nationwide dry runs to actually check on any issues, any obstacles in the vaccination program. So finally today, the Serum Institute has sent out vials of vaccines which are going to reach different parts of the country later today. And 3 crore frontline workers of the 30 crore initially identified will be the first to get the vaccines when it begins. In the meeting that the Prime Minister held with the Chief Ministers of all states and union territories, he also had a message. He stressed that it must be ensured that politicians don't jump the queue and take the vaccine only when their turn comes.
Doctors, nurses, sanitation workers, the police. 3 crore such frontline workers will start getting inoculated against COVID on the 16th of January and the centre will foot the bill, the Prime Minister announced.
3 करोड़ लोगों को वैक्सीन देने के लिए जो खर्च होगा वो राज्य सरकारों को वहन नहीं करना है, भारत सरकार इसको वहन करेगी.
In the meeting with Chief Ministers today, the Prime Minister stressed on ensuring that politicians don't jump the queue and take the vaccine only when their turn comes.
Serum Institute sources have told NDTV that prices have been decided for the first 100 million doses so far and it will be 200 rupees per dose. But 100 million doses is enough for just 5 crore people. The government's target is 30 crore by July.
वैक्सीनेशन के दूसरे चरण में 50 वर्ष से ऊपर के सभी लोगों को और 50 वर्ष से नीचे के उन बीमार लोगों को जिनको संक्रमण का सबसे ज्यादा खतरा है, उनको टीका लगाया जाएगा.
The first consignments of the Serum Institute of India's COVID-19 vaccine Covishield are ready to be shipped in the next 24 hours. A few million doses of Covishield will be supplied every week. 11 million doses may be supplied in the initial lot. The vaccines will be trucked out of the institute under security and the company put in charge has hundreds of trucks ready for this.
ट्रक्स में रियल टाइम जीपीएस ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम्स हैं जिसमें नॉट ओनली टेम्परेचर ट्रैकिंग होता है बट इवन जो गाड़ी की मूवमेंट, उसकी लोकेशन, कहाँ गाड़ी रुकी है, किस स्पीड पे जा रही है, यहाँ तक कि ऑल्सो कंटेनर के दरवाजों में भी सेंसर्स हमने लगवाए हैं कि कहीं रास्ते में अगर वो दरवाजा खुल जाता है तो इमीडिएट अलर्ट आता है.
In Kerala, officials say that while they haven't received any official communication on the arrival of vaccines, they are ready to receive it from tonight onwards.
We're coming to you from the state vaccine store and these are the cartons here which are part of the consignments of over 14 lakh syringes that have been received from the centre. These will be distributed to the various districts. What are these?
These are what you are seeing now is a cold box and a vaccine carrier.
So this is for larger numbers.
20,000 doses can easily fit into one.
Into the one big one. And these are the small ones?
Small ones, they are
Vaccine
carriers. Vaccine carriers. These are used for transporting lower amounts of vaccines from the peripheral institutions to the sub-centers or the places where the vaccination actually takes place.
While the centre has said that the vaccine will be free for 1 crore healthcare workers and 2 crore frontline workers and modalities of the cost for the general public are yet to be finalized, 8 state governments have already declared free vaccines for all. However, Chhattisgarh's government has objected to Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, the other vaccine which has received approval but on conditional trial basis.
हमने कोवैक्सीन को इमरजेंसी के लिए कहा कि कोई ऐसी इमरजेंसी आती है तो आप इसका इस्तेमाल कर लो. तो सामान्य जो इस्तेमाल करना है उससे अभी जब तक पूरे रिजल्ट नहीं आ जाते, मेरी राय है कि हमको रुकना चाहिए.
एक और बात जिस पर हमें बहुत गंभीरता से काम करना है, हर राज्य, हर केंद्र शासित प्रदेश को ये सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि अफवाहों पर वैक्सीन से जुड़े अपप्रचार को कोई हवा न मिले.
For vaccine storage, nearly 29,000 cold chain points and 87,000 refrigerators of different types will be used. Bureau report for NDTV.
And let's go across to Purva now, who joins us from the Pune airport. Purva, it's been an exciting morning seeing the vaccine doses finally leaving the Serum Institute facility there in Pune and now going to be shipped out to different parts of the country. I heard a lot of cheering as well as the trucks rolled out.
Absolutely, it was a fantastic morning. It was a very encouraging morning outside the Serum Institute of India's premises where 3 trucks in fact left the institute around 4:30, between 4:30 and 5 a.m. There was a religious coconut breaking ceremony which also happened. A lot of security personnel were there, police personnel were there who in fact performed that coconut breaking religious ceremony, and post which there was cheering and 3 trucks left the premises between 4:30 and 5. And right now I'm outside Pune's airport and you can see that the trucks are here already, and one truck has already one truck they say that the vaccine from one truck has already gone, it's been shipped. The second truck is getting unloaded. As and when the flights are there, it is going to be shipped to different parts of the country, and through the day that is going to be the process that the trucks will leave the facility, Serum facility. They will come to Pune airport. At the cargo side, there will be unloading of these trucks, and then they will be shipped to various parts of the country. So very exciting morning. This is exactly what everyone was hoping for. There's a ray of hope that finally a vaccine is there, and now you can actually see that these trucks full of vaccine. You can, if I can ask my camera person to just zoom in around, there are these boxes, unloaded boxes. That's where the vaccine is. So this is being shipped to different parts of the country, from Pune, wherever, Bangalore or Chennai, Hyderabad, or even Delhi, Ahmedabad. That is where different locations is being shipped, and even to places which are nearby like Mumbai, road transport is being used. So very exciting morning. Everyone here is excited. It's a significant moment, of course, and you can see that the trucks are here. They are unloading the vaccine, and as and when the flights are there, the vaccine is being shipped.
And Purva, a lot of security also in place for these vaccines as they leave for different parts of the country. If you could tell us a bit about that.
Absolutely. So from the beginning, like at the Serum Institute itself, there was a heavy security. In fact, the trucks left, they were escorted by the security because, in fact, it needs to be maintained, and Serum personnel was also with these truck drivers because an official person was with each and every truck. So a lot of heavy security, and it was kind of a guarded secret as to which truck was going where, which consignment was being shipped to which part of the country. Nobody was telling us about that because there was a heavy, there is a secrecy which they are maintaining here because they don't want any kind of news to get leaked or anything about the consignment to come out. So even the Serum personnel are being tight-lipped about which consignment, which truck is going to which part of the country. That is not being told, but yes, police personnel is guarding those trucks. Then also the official person from Serum is inside each one of those trucks so that they can see that the proper distribution is done. The truck from the facility comes to the airport. At the airport, the unloading happens, and throughout this process, the security personnel is with them, be it the Maharashtra police or the official of Serum Institute of India.
All right, Purva, thanks so much for joining us there. Purva, they're watching history being made as the first vials of the vaccine are leaving from Pune for the rest of the country. As we said, the vaccination program will begin on the 16th. Welcome back. Let's get you the latest on the farmer protest. It is day 48 of the protest. Now, yesterday evening, in a late development, the centre appealed to the Supreme Court to stop the tractor rally of protesting farmers that has been planned for Republic Day, 26th of January. The farmers have planned to hold a huge rally in Delhi if their demands to scrap the contentious farm laws are not accepted. Haryana farmers also plan to hold a rally as well, with one tractor from each village joining in. The farmers have said they expect at least 20,000 tractors. In an affidavit filed in the court, the centre said that obstruction in the function around Republic Day ceremony would not just be a law and order problem, but also a huge embarrassment for the country. And to quote, the centre told the top court that the tractor rally on Republic Day will damage the pride of the nation. Now, this development coming on the same day that the Supreme Court came down very heavily on the centre on its handling of the farmers' protest and said, tell us whether you will put the implementation of these laws on hold or we will. The final order of the Supreme Court is expected today around noon.
Just moments into today's hearing on the farm protests, the centre came under fire. The bench, headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde, Justice A.S. Bopanna and Justice Ramasubramanian, said, "We don't see you are dealing with this issue effectively. We are taking a decision today." And then the bombshell. Tell us whether you will put the implementation of these laws on hold or else we will do it. We propose to form a committee to negotiate between the farmers and the government on these laws.
The Attorney General K.K. Venugopal pushed back, saying that the court can't stay the law at this stage and that stay on implementing a law equals to stay on the laws. But he appeared to relent when the court pressed again, saying what if the farmers refused to join the talks before the committee?
To this, the court said, we hope farmers will join the committee. Lawyers appearing for 8 farmer groups, including Dushyant Dave, said they would consult the farmers and get back in a day. The apex court also gave some advice to the protesting farmers, saying, after the implementation of laws is stayed, you can carry on with your protest. Right to protest should be exercised like Gandhiji's Satyagrah. Do it peacefully. Let women, children and senior citizens go back home. But farm leaders say they continue to insist on the repeal of the laws.
4 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ 5 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਅੰਦੋਲਨ ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਚ ਹੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਐਮਐਸਪੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗਰੰਟੀ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਲਾਈਨ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ ਨਵਾਂ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਬਣਾ ਦਿਓ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਿੱਲ ਬਣਾਏ ਆ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਅੱਛੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਅੰਦੋਲਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਪੀਕ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਐ ਸਿਰੇ ਤੇ ਚੱਲ ਗਿਆ ਵਾ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾ ਸੁਪਰੀਮ ਕੋਰਟ ਵੱਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਈਏ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ
The Supreme Court has listed the matter for Tuesday, where the court will be passing orders on setting up of a committee and on staying the implementation of these 3 farm laws. With camera person Pooja Arya and Arun Singh from Singhu Border, this is Aravind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Well, let's go across to NDTV's Vaidya Nathan for more. So, Vaidya, today the Supreme Court will give its final order on the matter, and it's indicated it may just hold the farm laws in abeyance.
You see, there are 2 issues. The 3-judge bench will decide, number 1, on staying the 3 farm laws. Of course, central government objected to it. And second point is appointing a expert panel headed by the former Chief Justice of India. Former Chief Justice Lodha's name was also floated on these 2 issues. But interestingly, yesterday after the hearing was over, central government has filed an affidavit saying that everything is going on for the last 2 decades. These farm laws were debated and discussed. It's not taken in a hurry. And secondly, another application by the Home Ministry as well as the Delhi police saying that the tractors really, if it happens during the Independence Day celebration, then it will be embarrassment for the nation. Whole world is watching on the Republic Day parade. So these are the 2 points probably the bench will have to hear the central government on these 2 issues also. So we can expect whether the tractor rally will be stayed. Of course, Mr. Dushyant Dave yesterday informed the court saying that they are not taking out the rally. But another interesting point is yesterday Chief Justice asked Dushyant Dave and other lawyers to go back to the Farmers Union and get their opinion on the expert panel to be appointed. But reports say that farmer unions are not opposing to this, saying that they will not involve in this process. So probably Supreme Court will have to take into account that also before appointing an expert panel.
All right, Vaidya. So that decision of the Supreme Court expected today at around noon. Now, after protesters ransacked the venue of Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar's Kisan Mahapanchayat or his farmer outreach in Karnal, top leaders of the BJP and JJP alliance, including Khattar and Deputy Chief Minister Dushyant Chautala, are to meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah to discuss the ongoing political situation in Haryana. Before the meeting, Dushyant will hold a meeting with party MLAs at his farmhouse in Delhi. Well, let's go across to NDTV's Ghazali now for more. And Ghazali, this meeting is being seen as by Dushyant Chautala as an exercise to keep his flock of MLAs together, because a lot of his MLAs, given that the party represents farmers and their needs, a lot of their MLAs are very unhappy with what the BJP has been doing.
Yes, certainly. MLAs from any MLA who is associated with the government or has extended support to the government is facing similar treatment as what is being meted out to the leaders of BJP. So even JJP MLAs who have this vote bank in the rural areas are facing a lot of pressure, and many MLAs, when they go out from the JJP camp, when they go out and face their voters, they say that okay, we are with you, and they also give out an ultimatum that by this date, if the government doesn't repeal the laws, I'll quit the government, or I'll quit the alliance, or I'll quit the party. And over the last couple of months, we have seen how the JJP MLAs have been voicing their opinion, how JJP MLAs are facing this opposition. Even Dushyant Chautala has met Narendra Singh Tomar and other union leaders to just apprise them about the developing political situation in Haryana. And today, when the situation turned back to worse during Manohar Lal Khattar's Mahapanchayat, it is certainly being seen as an exercise to keep the flock together and also try to update the union leaders that they may not have assessed the entire situation completely, which is exactly what happened in Punjab, because the BJP leaders who were tasked to negotiate with the farm union leaders, or maybe who were tasked to apprise the top leadership about what is happening in Punjab, had certainly undermined the entire ongoing protest in Punjab, which is now happening near the Delhi border. So today's meeting is seen as a very crucial one, because JJP will hold a meeting with its own MLAs and then they will meet the union minister, the joint leadership of BJP and JJP. Even yesterday, 5 out of total 7 independent MLAs who are supporting the government, they held a meeting with the chief minister, because since INLD's Abhay Chautala, whose family or whose party is being seen as a family, as a party of farmers or backing farmers, he has written a letter to the speaker that if by 26 the laws are not repealed, this letter should be treated as my resignation letter. This has certainly put pressure on Dushyant's party as well and other leaders who claim to be pro-farmer or farm sympathizers. So certainly a big exercise to keep the flock together, a developing political situation in Haryana, because even Bhupender Singh Hooda, the former CM and the CLP in Haryana Assembly from Congress, he said that many MLAs from this alliance are in touch with him. So in a sense, some political developments after day before yesterday's Mahapanchayat's ransacking by the farmers, and that is why the joint leadership will be meeting the Union Home Minister today at 7 p.m. in New Delhi.
All right. Thanks so much, Ghazali, for joining us with all those details. So the Chief Minister and Deputy Minister to meet with Amit Shah. Now, in other news and tragic news, Union Minister Shripad Nayak's wife and personal secretary died yesterday evening after the car that the three were travelling in met with an accident in North Karnataka. His wife and his personal secretary Deepak were initially critical after the crash, but later died in hospital. The Union Minister of State for Ayush and Defence is out of any danger. The accident took place in Ankola district of Karnataka, and initial visuals of the accident site showed the car that the minister was travelling in an absolutely mangled state. News now from Madhya Pradesh, where illicit liquor has wreaked havoc in 2 villages of the Morena district. People have been affected due to this illicit liquor in 2 villages, including 2 brothers and their uncle and 8 others who drank that alcohol. And in fact, 10 people have died after drinking this spurious liquor. Well, let's go across to Anurag for more. Anurag, 10 deaths after this spurious liquor was consumed in these 2 villages. Give us more details.
Yes, Gargi, 10 people have died in the last 24 hours, allegedly after consuming suspected spurious liquor in Morena district. And the police is now investigating that how they consumed and who sold the liquor. But in Morena district, in 2 villages, they have consumed this liquor in Sumavali and the nearby villages. But this is not the first time, because we have seen just a few months back in Ujjain, 16 have died after consuming this liquor, and in Ratlam also 8 people have died. In this incident, 2 of them are referred to Gwalior Hospital also, because their condition is serious now. Between Manpur and Sumavali village, there's one Pahawali village, and there one person was, very serious, and when he was referred to Gwalior, he died in between. And when their relatives came to the village, they came to know that around 6 of the villagers are really serious. And then when police started investigating the matter, and these people have been referred to different hospitals, 6 of them died. And in the past 24 hours, this toll is almost 10 people, and 10 are equally serious, referred to different hospitals in the area. Gargi?
All right, Anurag, thanks so much for joining us with those details. So 10 deaths due to spurious liquor in Morena district of Madhya Pradesh. And let's focus now on bird flu situation in the country, and 10 states have reported cases of bird flu, including Delhi, which has led to massive culling of poultry. Also a loss of business in Delhi's largest poultry market, one of the largest in Asia, in Ghazipur Mandi. 2.5 crore rupees is being lost every day. This is after the Delhi government ordered the market to be shut for 10 days.
हमें सभी राज्यों स्थानीय प्रशासन को वाटर बॉडीज के आसपास, पक्षी बाजारों में, जू में, पोल्ट्री फार्म इत्यादि पर निरंतर निगरानी रखनी है ताकि पक्षियों के बीमार होने की जानकारी प्राथमिकता पर मिले।
Tests after these birds started dropping dead from the sky have confirmed bird flu in Delhi. Now, 10 states have cases of the avian disease. Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, UP, Kerala, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal, Haryana, Gujarat. Delhi is the latest.
अभी कुछ सैंपल्स और भेजे गए हैं जो जिनकी रिपोर्ट अभी आनी है। जालंधर में कुछ सैंपल भेजे गए हैं, उनकी रिपोर्ट आनी है। अभी सुबह एक और ये डिसीजन लिया गया है कि जो पैकेज्ड मीट आता है, चिकन आता है, पैक्ड चिकन, प्रोसेस्ड चिकन, इसको भी दिल्ली में बाहर से लाके नहीं बेचा जा सकेगा।
With one of the largest poultry markets of Asia, the Ghazipur Murga Mandi shut for 10 days for the first time in its history, business is hit. Losses are estimated to be about 2.5 crore rupees in a day.
गाजीपुर पोल्ट्री मार्केट में तकरीबन 250 से 300 टन माल रोज आता है और आप ये मान के चलें कि तकरीबन 2.5 करोड़ रुपए का कारोबार डेली होता है। ये तो लॉस है ही है बिजनेस का, और तकरीबन जितनी भी हमारी कैपिटल दुकानदारों पे लगी हुई थी वो दुकानदार मार्केट से गए, वो कैपिटल भी डंप हो गई।
The shutting of the Ghazipur Mandi has sparked a blame game.
पत्र में जो एडवाइस किया गया, अगर उसको देखा गया होता तो आज गाजीपुर मंडी को बंद करने की जरूरत नहीं होती।
In Maharashtra, Muramba village in Parbani, about 500 kilometers from Mumbai, is the epicenter. About 800 poultry birds have died here in the past 3 days.
जिला प्रशासन ने वो गांव को इन्फेक्टेड जोन बोल के डिक्लेयर किया है। गांव का 1 किलोमीटर का परिसर जो है उसमें तकरीबन जितने भी पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स है, तकरीबन 9 से 10 हजार पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स है, वो पूरे डिस्ट्रॉय करने का ऑर्डर हमने दिया है। 10 किलोमीटर का एरिया जो है गांव के पास का, उनमें से पक्षियों का कोई आवागमन नहीं होगा।
States like Telangana and Bihar, despite not reporting confirmed cases of bird flu, face a slump in sale of poultry birds. DAHD, which is Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, has revised its action plan for avian influenza after 2015. Culling of birds is underway at epicenters of all affected states. Along with that, DHD has also urged states to keep an adequate stock of PP kits and other accessories required for culling operations. With camera person Shashikant Jha, Sukirti Dwivedi in New Delhi and Purva Chitnis in Mumbai, I am Arun Singh for NDTV.
Now, Kerala has been facing the highest number of COVID cases every day, totaling to 1/4 of the national tally, and the state also has the highest number of active cases being reported, but the government is not worried as the number of deaths have been controlled. Kerala Health Minister KK Shailja spoke to NDTV Sneha after a meeting with the central delegation.
Joining me right now is the Health Minister for Kerala, KK Shailja. What came out of this meeting?
We discussed it together about the avian flu and also the COVID-19 preparation, etc. And I think they are satisfied on that. They said like that. The number of cases are higher in Kerala, they said, because why it is happened so. And we explained that it is because we slow down the peak, and the other states or other parts have the peak earlier, and all of a sudden if there is a peak, the mortality rate will also rise. In Kerala, mortality rate is very low, that is 0.4%, and we are trying to slow down the peak, and the peak never went to the predicted mark. that is more than 11,000 cases per day. And now it is a plateau, 5,000, 6,000, etc.
The bulk of cases in India now are from Kerala.
But in Kerala, we are doing a systematic thing, you know. That everyone is appreciating for us. Anything is lacking here, we are ready to fulfill that or ready to rectify that part. And there is nothing to worry that a central team visited to Kerala. They are very helpful and they gave some suggestions. We are also implementing that thing. Actually, we are doing that, but they suggested that any part, if we saw any increase in cases, please increase the number of tests that place. We are doing that. We are doing in clusters to contain the cluster. We are increasing tests there. But that is a positive thing, and we said that definitely we will follow it more vigorously, and we agree that.
Ma'am, there's also criticism from some parts that, Kerala has not been increasing its testing. It's been largely the same kind of testing. How do you see that?
I don't know why they are criticizing that. We also explained to the central team that tests per million. You should examine that, not the number of tests. In a high populated place and or in a big place, large area, that is different. Test number will be different. But you should always examine the test per million. Test per million in our country is 1,35,000 like that. But test per million in Kerala is 2 lakh.
With that, time for us to slip into a short break. More news updates on the other side, all the international stories. The first batch of Covishield vaccines have rolled out from the Serum Institute's Pune facility this morning. They will now be sent to different parts of the country. The Covishield price has been fixed at 200 rupees a dose. The centre will pay for the first 3 crore vaccines, and the Prime Minister's message to all MPs and MLAs: don't try and jump the queue. Will the new farm laws be stayed? The Supreme Court is to decide today. The Chief Justice of India had hinted yesterday that 3 laws being stayed and that a panel would be formed. 10 states have recorded bird flu cases in the country. The culling of poultry continues at a massive loss for shut poultry markets. In Madhya Pradesh's Morena district, 10 people have died after drinking illicit liquor. Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat, and it's an exciting day today as the first batches of vaccines have been shipped out from Pune and are being sent to different parts of the country. The country is preparing for the vaccine rollout on the 16th, and trucks full of the vaccine vials have left the Serum Institute in Pune for different destinations. They've gone to the Pune airport, from where they will then be sent on to different parts of the country. The Serum Institute is manufacturing Covishield, one of the 2 vaccines that have received emergency use authorization. The government plans to purchase a total of 5.60 crore doses of Serum Institute of India's Covishield vaccine by April at 200 rupees per dose, while 1.10 crore doses of Covishield were purchased on Monday. There is a commitment for the rest by April. The Hindustan Lifecare Limited, or HLL, a central enterprise, is the agency which will buy the vaccines from both the Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech. Well, as the vaccine trucks rolled out from the Serum Institute, there was a little ceremony. There was also cheering. NDTV's Purva was there, and she sent us this report.
Well, it is 4:30 a.m. in Pune, and we are right outside Serum Institute of India office, and the trucks that you see are the trucks that are in fact carrying the coronavirus vaccine Covishield. In fact, the Serum Institute of India will be releasing at least 2 to 3 trucks in the morning. These trucks with full security will be going to the Pune airport, from where they will be going to various locations in the country. Now, this is the first consignment of the doses. Now, Center has in fact purchased 11 million doses from Serum Institute, and the price of each dose is about 200 rupees. So the Center has in fact purchased 11 million doses, and this is the first consignment that will leave the Serum Institute premises and will go to the airport. And in fact, there is complete security right outside the Serum Institute of India, and as you can see that full secrecy is also maintained, and a proper security is maintained even around the truck. These trucks will be escorted to the airport. These trucks in fact are carrying the coronavirus vaccine, and in fact on 16th of January is when the actual vaccination drive, one of the biggest in the vaccination drive, will in fact take place. It will start on the 16th of January. So that is the reason why now trucks will start leaving Serum Institute from premises, and in fact the center has said that in the first phase about 3 crore healthcare workers and frontline workers will be vaccinated. You can see that these trucks, 3 trucks, are ready to leave Serum Institute of India's premises, and in fact the security is performing puja at this point, and 3 trucks carrying the vials, the first vials of coronavirus vaccine, are ready to leave these premises and go to Pune airport. So from there they will go to different locations. So you can see that how everyone is just hopeful that these first vials of coronavirus, there is a hope that the battle which has been going on for the past 1 year, there is a hope. This is a very significant moment for our country, because this is a hope. For the past 1 year, everyone has been fighting the coronavirus battle, and this is a big hope in that fight against coronavirus battle. This is the hope that in fact is leaving the premises of Serum Institute of India. There are, you can see, 3 trucks which are leaving the premises. They have the vaccine with them and with full escort, full security, and in fact a big applause. The trucks are leaving this premises and they will be escorted properly to the Pune airport. From Pune airport they will go to different locations. It's quite secret that is being maintained, but what we know is that the consignment is also, one of the first consignments is to reach Ahmedabad. How many flights are going to be there today?
See, that allocations, they have given it to us. We have to sit down and work out the allocations. I cannot be giving the whole details now. Ahmedabad we are going today. We are going to Ahmedabad today.
One truck, do you know how many boxes, how many are there?
We have something like 23 boxes, approximately 736 kilos. And the serum, this is something like 12,000 in that.
Well, let's go across to Purva now for more. And Purva, you were there as history was being made, the first vials of the vaccine being rolled out in trucks from the facility of the Serum Institute. Now you're at the airport. From here, the vials have been sent on to different parts of the country. Tell us more about, details that have been shared, also the kind of security.
Well, in fact, the morning when 3 trucks left Serum Institute, they came here at Pune airport, and out of which now 2 trucks have already been offloaded, and the consignment is already being shipped. So you can see there's just 1 truck which is now remaining at this cargo terminal here at Pune airport. So what we understand is that through the day, many trucks will come here. About 8 to 10 is what we are understanding, but in fact, Serum Institute is being very tight-lipped about the entire process as to which destination, which truck is going to go. Nothing is being shared at this moment. However, with each truck, there is an official which is accompanying the truck from the institute facility to the airport. And in fact, what we also know is that, we know that through the day, like also there are flights which are going to Bangalore, Chennai, Vijayawada, Delhi. So different parts of the country which are far off from Pune, flights will go. But as far as Mumbai is concerned, which is in fact about 3 hours from Pune, that's where we understand that the truck will go by road. So for that, the truck will not come to the Pune airport if they have to go to Mumbai. But in other places, about 10 to 11 places, the Chandigarh, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Vijayawada, trucks will come to Pune airport. And as we know that 2 trucks have already been offloaded. They are already being shipped, and there's 1 truck which is just remaining, and the offloading process is going on. And whenever the flight is there, this truck will then unload all the boxes which are there, and the boxes will then be put onto the cargo flight and will go to the destination wherever it has to go. But as I mentioned, everyone, the airport authorities as well as the Serum Institute officials, they are being very tight-lipped and being very secretive about the entire process as to which truck is going to which destination. In fact, they are also being very tight-lipped about the destination and the timings as to which truck will go, which flight will go when, to which destination. All these details, the institute and the officials here at the Pune airport are being very tight-lipped and being very secretive about sharing those details. But as and when the trucks will come, we'll come to know. They'll come here at the cargo of Pune airport, and they will offload the boxes which are there. Then that will be then shipped to the destination wherever they have to go.
All right, so being very secretive about these destinations for today. And Purva, do we know, is this going to become now a daily exercise? We do know that the government is purchasing 5.60 crore doses till April. So is every day, are there going to be consignments being shipped out?
Well, what we understand is that the first phase, which is going to be rolled out from 16th of January. So in the next 2 to 3 days, this is going to be the exercise now, because about 60 odd destinations is where they need to be shipped. So for the next 2 to 3 days, this is going to be the daily exercise until that first phase, which will be rolled out on 16, will happen. So as and when the first phase is rolled out, then they will take a call as to, depending on the demand and depending on wherever the supply has to go. But for the next 2 to 3 days, yes, we can surely expect that this exercise is going to be there for the next 2 to 3 days.
All right, Purva, thanks so much for joining us. With that, Purva reporting from the airport there in Pune as the doses of the vaccine have been shipped out. As she said, they're being flown out to different parts of the country, but there's a lot of secrecy as to exactly what those destinations are today. What we do know about which states are getting which vaccines, remember 2 vaccines have been approved for emergency use authorization. Well, 12 states will be getting both a Covishield made by the Serum Institute and Covaxin made by Bharat Biotech. While Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan are among the 12 states getting both vaccines. All other states are only going to get 1 vaccine, that is Covishield. We spoke to Chhattisgarh Health Minister T.S. Singh Deo, who said he was opposed to the prospect of the state receiving Covaxin because it hadn't undergone the 3rd phase of testing, and he said that they had received a message from the Government of India that Chhattisgarh would be getting the Covishield vaccine.
I need quick last comments from everybody. Yes, T.S. Singh Deo, you wanted to come in.
Yes, Srinivasji, just got a message from the Government of India that Chhattisgarh is being given the Covishield vaccine. 12 states have been chosen for the other vaccine. So like our representative from Tamil Nadu was saying, I think the Government of India has wisely chosen for the time to give a vaccine to a state.
Oh, I see. So Chhattisgarh has been chosen to get the Covishield.
Yeah.
And how many other states?
12 I think have been earmarked for Covaxin.
12 have been earmarked for Covishield or Covaxin?
Covaxin.
12 are getting Covaxin, the rest are getting Covishield.
That is the information I've just got.
But you are getting Covishield?
Covishield, yes.
I see. Do you know which are the states that are also getting Covishield?
I'll need a minute or 2 if I can just get the feedback.
Okay, you take a minute, sir. We have, I think we have a few minutes left. Try and get that information. So that is the news that's just coming in. Mr. Radhakrishnan, I mean, I don't want to assume that everything is happening in real time, but are you getting any such messages about what you're getting? At least
not yet, because I'm actually connected with my own phone. So actually our focus is now on the preparedness also, because on 16th we have to actually go through this without compromising on our other routine immunization and other activities, and also the regular COVID prevention work.
Okay, but 12 states are getting Covishield. I don't know, we don't know what those states are. विश्वास जी, अगर मध्य प्रदेश उन स्टेट्स में से है जिनको कोविशील्ड मिल रहा है भारत बायोटेक का, जिसका जैसे हमने कहा फेज 3 का रिजल्ट नहीं आया, आपको कोई आपत्ति नहीं है? यू आर ओके विद दैट?
नहीं, देखिए मुझे लगता है किसी को आपत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए। हमें वैज्ञानिकों पर विश्वास करना चाहिए और बिना किसी कंट्रोवर्सी के हमें पूरी तरह वैक्सीनेशन के प्रोग्राम में, जो एक महत्वाकांक्षी प्रोग्राम है, चैलेंजिंग प्रोग्राम है, उसको पूरी तरह से ठीक ढंग से करना चाहिए। प्रधानमंत्री जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहिए और इस तरह की कंट्रोवर्सी पैदा नहीं करनी चाहिए।
ओके, बट एक चीज है विश्वास जी की अभी तक सेंटर ये नहीं बता रही है कि कितने दाम पर खरीद रही है इतने सारे वैक्सीन। ये सिर्फ
जी, मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हो रहा है,
ये सिर्फ सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट
मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हो
प्राइस देता रहता है
कि हम केवल कंट्रोवर्सी क्यों पैदा करना चाहते हैं? किसने पूछा? अभी तो ये पूछा ही नहीं है, तो छुपाने की बात कहां से आ गई है? आप पूछिए केंद्र सरकार, वो भी बता देगी।
हम पूछ रहे हैं।
सबसे बड़ी बात है कि वैक्सीन लगाइए और फ्री में जो सरकार दे रही है वो वैक्सीन लगाइए। उसके लिए हम तैयारी करें। हम क्यों कहीं ना कहीं इफ एंड बट में क्यों जिंदगी करें?
हम जरूर पूछ रहे हैं। प्राइस के बारे में कोई खास सीधा जवाब नहीं मिल रहा है। जस्ट ट्राई टू सी इफ आई हैव अ क्विक वर्ड फ्रॉम मिस्टर सिंहदेव। मिस्टर सिंहदेव, डू यू हैव एनी अपडेट येट और that's
not really? Our officials are online with the government officials of government of India.
Well, we'll hopefully get that information very soon.
I'll get it across to you.
Okay.
You could put it up on your channel anytime.
All right.
Welcome back. It is day 48 of the farmer protest. They've been sitting in protest on the borders outside of Delhi, and today the Supreme Court is expected to take a final decision on the farm laws that the farmers have been protesting on. Now, let's take you through all the developments. And yesterday, late in the evening, the centre appealed to the Supreme Court to stop a tractor rally that had been planned by the protesting farmers for the 26th of January. That's Republic Day. The farmers plan to hold a huge rally in Delhi on Republic Day if their demands to scrap the contentious farm laws are not accepted by then. Haryana farmers plan to hold a rally as well, with one tractor from each village joining in. Farmers had said that they were expecting at least 20,000 tractors. So in this affidavit filed in the court, the centre has said that the obstruction in the functions around Republic Day ceremony would not just be a law and order problem, but an embarrassment for the nation. To quote that affidavit, it said that tractor rally on Republic Day will damage the pride of the nation. Now, the Supreme Court is going to decide today on the farm laws and whether the farm laws will be held in abeyance and stopped from being implemented. Also, an expert panel to examine the farm laws. Let's go across to NDTV's Vaidyanathan now for more on this. And Vaidya, yesterday we really saw the Supreme Court coming down hard on the government over the farmers' protest, saying you've not found any sort of resolution yet. Also questioning whether it was a matter of ego and why they couldn't take the suggestion of holding off on the farm laws as the issue is sorted out. So today the Supreme Court will give its final decision.
See, after so much observations by the Chief Justice bench yesterday, finally the order, when it came out, it simply had a one line saying that listed for orders tomorrow, that's today. So now the court will have to take into account of the centre's affidavit and will pass orders number 1, whether it will stay as an interim measure all the 3 controversial farm laws. Secondly, will it appoint a former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court to head an expert panel with all agricultural experts to talk to the farmers' unions? These are the 2 issues. Besides this, as you rightly said, the centre has also moved the Supreme Court, saying that to stop this tractor yatra, actually it will be an embarrassing situation for the country, not only for the country, around the whole world, because this function completely, seen as one of national pride. So on this also, the court will have to take a decision. But interestingly, the farmers' unions have said that they will not take part in the proceedings of the Supreme Court, and they said we accept repeal, nothing is before them. So now will the court stay the law? That's a big question. Anyway, the court will have to take a call on this. This is expected to come around 12 noon today because this is item 19. Supreme Court cases go by the numbers 1, 2, 3. It's item 19, so we'll have to wait till noon today to see the final order.
All right, and whether the farmers' decision that they're not going to be joining this panel, how will it complicate the matters?
It will complicate the matter, of course, because if the court is saying that we are ready for some sort of negotiation, we want to facilitate the negotiation, but the farmers' union say we won't take part, only repeal, then this may be taken seriously by the court. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see.
All right, Vaidya, thanks so much for joining us with those details. Now, news from Haryana and after protesters who were protesting the farm laws ransacked the venue of Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar's Kisan Mahapanchayat. That's an outreach program that had been planned on Sunday in Karnal. Top leaders of the BJP and JJP alliance, including Khattar and Deputy Chief Minister Dushyant Chautala, are all set to meet with Union Home Minister Amit Shah today to discuss the ongoing political situation in Haryana. Well, let's go across to NDTV's Mohammad Ghazali now for more. And Ghazali, give us more details. And Dushyant Chautala is going to be holding his own meeting with his party members before that.
Yeah, certainly. Since what happened day before yesterday, the party, both the parties are deliberating upon options on how to counter this narrative that these laws are not beneficial. So what is JJP doing? JJP will be holding the meeting of its own MLAs today in Delhi before the joint leadership of BJP and JJP meet the Union Home Minister Amit Shah at 7 p.m. today evening. Yesterday what happened that the Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, he also held a meeting with 5 out of 7 independent MLAs who support the government here, because what is happening in Haryana right now is that not only BJP leadership but anyone who is associated with the government, be it the independent MLAs, be it the JJP MLAs, they are facing a stiff resistance and opposition from the anti-farm protesters across Haryana, and it has become really difficult for both the leadership of both the parties to venture out to campaign or to speak to people or address people, because every time they go out and people in the rural areas find that they are out there, they gather there, they protest, they gherao, and at times situation becomes very serious. That is why even the State Central Department had advised the leadership of BJP at least to ensure and inform them before going out. Now, why this meeting is happening? Because what we have seen in Punjab, that the BJP leadership, which was tasked to assess the entire situation, has certainly failed to communicate the top leadership about what was happening in Punjab. That is why the central leadership or the union government perhaps failed to sort of assess that the protests which were happening in Punjab and Haryana since September will snowball in a situation that entire border of Delhi and Haryana will be blocked by the protesters. So today, both these leaders from both the parties, the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, the state BJP President and state JJP President and other top leaders of both the parties will meet Union Home Minister. They will brief him that what is the ongoing situation in Haryana, because Abhay Chautala's INLD's Abhay Chautala, the lone MLA in the assembly, he has also offered his resignation to the Speaker of the Haryana Assembly, saying that if by 26th the laws are not repealed, sort of treat this as my resignation letter. So this resignation letter has also sort of created a lot of pressure on these MLAs who often claim that they are pro-farmer or they are farmer sympathizers. Because even Congress leadership like Bhupender Singh Hooda, he has been saying this for the last couple of weeks, that we will bring no confidence motion against the government, and many MLAs from JJP and BJP are in touch with him. So a lot of situation developing in Haryana. Even the Chief Minister is going to address a press conference at 11 in the morning, and where he is expected to brief that what this meeting may be all about, or how the Haryana government is going to conduct its outreach program vis-a-vis the farm laws.
All right, Ghazali, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. So the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister to meet with Amit Shah today. Well, let's slip into a short break. More news updates on the other side. Stay with us. The The country is now preparing for the vaccine rollout on the 16th, and trucks full of the vaccine vials have left the Serum Institute in Pune for different destinations in the country. They have now arrived at the airport and have been have been shipped out from the airport to different parts of the country. Now, the Serum Institute is manufacturing Covishield, which is one of the two vaccines that have received the emergency use authorization. The government plans to purchase 5.60 crore doses of Serum Institute of India's Covishield vaccine by April at 200 rupees per dose, while 1.10 crore doses of Covishield were purchased on Monday. There's a commitment to purchase the rest by April. The Hindustan Life Care Limited, or HLL, a central enterprise, is the agency which will be buying the vaccine from both Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech. Well, let's go across to Sukirti now for more. And there you can see SpiceJet has shared visuals of the first batch, the first consignment of the vaccines being flown by them. Well, let's go across now to Sukirti, who joins us from Delhi airport. And Sukirti, so do we have any idea when the vaccine consignment is going to arrive in Delhi? We were speaking earlier to Purva, who is at the Pune airport, and she said there's a lot of secrecy surrounding, where all the vaccines are being sent today on day one.
Well, yes, Gargi, I'll just start out with the overall picture on where all it is going to land today. At least about 12 to 13 locations. This is Delhi, Karnal, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, Lucknow, Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Vijayawada, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata and Guwahati. So there is a set of these about 12 cities where it is going to land today. That's what the overall picture is, these different cities. As far as Delhi specifically is concerned, the first consignment is expected to land at about 10:15 a.m. Now we are coming to you from the cargo terminal of the Delhi airport. This is gate number 6 outside which we are standing. This entire area, as you see, has been dedicated just for vaccine transportation. These gates will specifically be used for the transportation of vaccine, and there is a designated area inside the cargo terminal which will be used for the transportation of the vaccines. Now the flight is expected to land at about 10:15 a.m. after which, once all the containers are taken out from the plane, there is a storage facility which has a specific cool chambers that can maintain a temperature of about 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, where these vaccine containers will be stored for a while all the registration process and all the paperwork is being done at the Delhi airport. All of that is expected to take a span of about 40 to 45 minutes within the airport premises. Then they have these cool dollies, different kinds of cool containers which can be temperature regulated. So all of those will be used for all the procedures that will be conducted within the airport. Then all of these containers will be put inside delivery trucks, and those trucks are going to move out of this particular gate and they will head straight to the Rajiv Gandhi Super Speciality Hospital, which is in East Delhi. That will be the main cold storage facility for Delhi. So that's where it is going to reach today, and subsequently from there it will be sent out to about 600 different cold chain points that are distributed across the city. So that is what the plan is at this point of time. Given everything goes according to schedule as expected, I said that the flight is expected to land at about 10:15 a.m. So that is how things are going to unfold once the shipment lands here.
Right, Sukirti, so an exciting day, after all the build-up and reporting, and finally now we can gear up for the vaccination program, which is to begin on the 16th. But there's a lot of security also involved for the transportation of these vials. If you could tell us a bit about that.
Well, yes, there are security arrangements that are being made, but as you pointed out, there's a lot of secrecy regarding it. So authorities are not specifically telling us about what exact arrangements have been made, but we are expecting that there would be some sort of security escort that would be done once the trucks move out of the airport and go towards Rajiv Gandhi Hospital. However, the Delhi police has not revealed details of what are the exact arrangements. But from what we know so far, there is going to be ample security arrangement while it's moved from here to Rajiv Gandhi, and also after it reaches the Rajiv Gandhi Super Speciality Hospital, because these are the most important, most prioritized products of the country at this point of time, and The authorities are supposed to ensure that there is no theft that takes place. Every person who's handling them is a registered official. So all of those arrangements are also going to be placed. So two things are very important with respect to vaccines. One, ensuring that the temperature does not get disturbed. 2 to 8 degrees Celsius has to be constantly maintained at all points. That is why all cool containers and all different kinds of refrigerators have been arranged at the Rajiv Gandhi Hospital. And apart from that, of course, the security viewpoint is important.
Thank you for joining us with all those details. So an exciting day, as we said. The first consignments of the vaccine have left from Pune and they're headed to different parts of the country for the vaccination program, which will now begin on the 16th. Well, let's go across to Uma Sudhir now for more. And Uma, tell us about the preparations there in Hyderabad as the vaccine consignments will arrive.
Hyderabad airport certainly has more than 12 years experience of handling huge vaccine shipments because, as you know, while India supplies, 2/3 of the world's global vaccine, Hyderabad, in fact, has the capacity for producing half of that, which means that 1/3 of the global vaccines have already been, in a sense, produced by the pharma and vaccine capital, which Hyderabad is called. And the Hyderabad airport air cargo specifically has been geared up to do all that, and now they are trying to increase operational efficiency because they know that the time is going to be of very prime importance. And the other issue that we are asking about police as well, what one official described as almost jetless security that all these containers are going to be getting. And in fact, in Andhra Pradesh, where the panchayat elections were postponed because of the vaccine drive that's going to happen, and the High Court had in fact said that in the interest of public health and because the vaccine drive is going to happen, panchayat process cannot happen. I was speaking to a senior police officer and he said that with the kind of deployment we are going to have with our police force, it would have been impossible to have a parallel election process going on as well. So that is the kind of importance that both all the states, in fact, in the country, as the Prime Minister said, are giving. And in Telangana specifically, we're talking about 2.9 lakh doses is what we are expecting to receive. 2.9 lakh health, workers, which includes Anganwadi workers, the ASHA workers, the sanitary workers, all of them will be taken care of during the first drive. And we have about 866 cold storage points and 1,213 such centers where, in fact, the vaccination drive will happen. Andhra Pradesh, if you were to talk about, there are about 1,677 cold storage points. So right now, it is about arrival at the airport and then ensuring that at the quickest time, they can be moved out of there and into cold storage points where already the syringes and other facilities have been made available. Back to you.
All right, Uma, thanks so much for joining us with those details. So in Hyderabad also those preparations, as Uma said, a lot of experience the Hyderabad airport has in dealing with consignments of vaccines. Well, let's move on to other news now. Union Minister Shripad Naik's wife and personal secretary died yesterday evening after the car that three of them were travelling in met with a horrific accident in Karnataka. His wife and his personal secretary Deepak were critical immediately after the crash but died later in the hospital. The Union Minister of State for Ayush and Defence is out of danger, is what the reports have said. The accident took place in Ankola district of Karnataka, and you saw that visual of the car which shows how that white Toyota car that the minister was travelling in is in a completely mangled state among the bushes and trees. The car was badly damaged. 10 states have now reported cases of bird flu, including national capital Delhi, and this has led to massive culling of poultry. Also a loss of business in Delhi, and one of the largest poultry markets of Asia, Ghazipur Mandi. 2.5 crore rupees is being lost every single day. This after the Delhi government ordered the market to be shut for 10 days amid the spread of bird flu.
हमें सभी राज्यों स्थानीय प्रशासन को वाटर बॉडीज के आसपास पक्षी बाजारों में, जू में, पोल्ट्री फार्म इत्यादि पर निरंतर निगरानी रखनी है ताकि पक्षियों के बीमार होने की जानकारी प्राथमिकता पर मिले।
Tests after these birds started dropping dead from the sky have confirmed bird flu in Delhi. Now, 10 states have cases of the avian disease. Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, UP, Kerala, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal, Haryana, Gujarat. Delhi is the latest.
अभी कुछ सैंपल्स और भेजे गए हैं जो जिनकी रिपोर्ट अभी आनी है। जालंधर में कुछ सैंपल भेजे गए हैं, उनकी रिपोर्ट आनी है। अभी सुबह एक और ये डिसीजन लिया गया है कि जो पैकेज्ड मीट आता है, चिकन आता है, पैक्ड चिकन, प्रोसेस्ड चिकन, इसको भी दिल्ली में बाहर से लाके नहीं बेचा जा सकेगा।
With one of the largest poultry markets of Asia, the Ghazipur Murga Mandi shut for 10 days for the first time in its history, business is hit. Losses are estimated to be about 2.5 crore rupees in a day.
गाजीपुर पोल्ट्री मार्केट में तकरीबन 250 से 300 टन माल रोज आता है और आप ये मान के चलें कि तकरीबन 2.5 करोड़ रुपए का कारोबार डेली होता है। ये तो लॉस है ही है बिजनेस का, और तकरीबन जितनी भी हमारी कैपिटल दुकानदारों पे लगी हुई थी वो दुकानदार मार्केट से गए, वो कैपिटल भी डंप हो गई।
The shutting of the Ghazipur Mandi has sparked a blame game.
पत्र में जो एडवाइस किया गया, अगर उसको देखा गया होता तो आज गाजीपुर मंडी को बंद करने की जरूरत नहीं होती।
In Maharashtra, Muramba village in Parbani, about 500 kilometers from Mumbai, is the epicenter. About 800 poultry birds have died here in the past 3 days.
जिला प्रशासन ने वो गांव को इन्फेक्टेड जोन बोल के डिक्लेयर किया है। गांव का 1 किलोमीटर का परिसर जो है उसमें तकरीबन जितने भी पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स आए, तकरीबन 9 से 10 हजार पोल्ट्री बर्ड्स है, वो पूरे डिस्ट्रॉय करने का ऑर्डर हमने दिया है। 10 किलोमीटर का एरिया जो है गांव के पास का, उनमें से पक्षियों का कोई आवागमन नहीं होगा।
States like Telangana and Bihar, despite not reporting confirmed cases of bird flu, face a slump in sale of poultry birds. DAHD, which is Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, has revised its action plan for avian influenza after 2015. Culling of birds is underway at epicenters of all affected states. Along with that, DHD has also urged states to keep an adequate stock of PP kits and other accessories required for culling operations. With camera person Shashikant Jha, Sukirti Dwivedi in New Delhi and Purva Chitnis in Mumbai, I am Arun Singh for NDTV.
Now, Kerala has been facing the highest number of COVID cases every day. The state also has the highest number of active cases being reported, but the state government is not worried as the number of deaths have been controlled. Kerala Health Minister K.K. Shailaja spoke to NDTV Sneha after a meeting with the central delegation.
Joining me right now is the Health Minister for Kerala, K.K. Shailaja. What came out of this meeting?
We discussed it together about the avian flu and also the COVID-19 preparation, etc. And I think they are satisfied on that. They said like that. The number of cases are higher in Kerala, they said, because why it is happened so. And we explained that it is because we slow down the peak, and the other states or other parts have the peak earlier, and all of a sudden if there is a peak, the mortality rate will also rise. In Kerala, mortality rate is very low, that is 0.4%, and we are trying to slow down the peak, and the peak never went to the predicted mark, that is more than 11,000 cases per day, and now it is a plateau, 5,000, 6,000, etc.
The bulk of cases in India now are from Kerala.
But in Kerala we are doing a systematic thing, you know, that everyone is appreciating for us. Anything is lacking here, we are ready to fulfill that or ready to rectify that part. And there is nothing to worry that a central team visited to Kerala. They are very helpful, and they gave some suggestions. We are also implementing that thing. Actually, we are doing that, but they suggested that any part, if we saw any increase in cases, please increase the number of tests that place. We are doing that. We are doing in clusters to contain the cluster. We are increasing tests there. But that is a positive thing, and we said that definitely we will follow it more vigorously, and we agree that.
Ma'am, there's also criticism from some parts that, you know, Kerala has not been increasing its testing. It's been largely the same kind of testing. How do you see that?
I don't know why they are criticizing that. We also explained to the central team that tests per million, you should examine that, not the number of tests. in a high populated place and or in a big place, large area, that is the different. Test number will be different, but you should always examine the test per million. Test per million in our country is 1,35,000 like that, but test per million in Kerala is 2 lakh.